Okay, this is a story that a lot of you have been clicking on this morning. So people who sold a house in the last couple of years may be eligible to get some money, and that's because of a collection of class action lawsuits.
This piqued my interest for sure. I was like, ooh, money. but wait, the claim homeowners were forced to pay inflated real estate agent commissions when selling their homes. And as a result, the National Association of Realtors changed its policy on commissions last August. As for the money we mentioned, the deadline to file your claim is coming up quick. So joining us this morning to talk about the impact of all of the lawsuits is our 9 News real estate expert, Lane Lyon. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me on.
All right, how much money are we talking about
Well,
here?
don't get your hopes up here, but I will say that I think there's benefit on a lot of levels here. First, as I understand it, the benefit to homeowners who sold during a certain amount of time, this is 2017, last part of 2017 to 2024, as I understand it, could be minimal. We're talking about $13 per homeowner by the time that pie gets sliced up. But I will say that I think that there is a greater benefit here that we should all be thinking about, and that's the spirit of transparency.
Right,
And that is,
sure.
when you're involved in a real estate transaction, you should know exactly how much those real estate professionals are being paid, by whom, and when. And I think that's really the good news on all of this. Colorado was really ahead of the curve. Our state regulators had all of this spelled out in our contracts before the lawsuits. This wasn't as clear in other states, and that's how we landed up in this situation.
What changes have come as a result of all of this, though?
It's a good question, Jordan. I think the biggest change that I can speak to is the fact that the amount that a seller is willing to pay a buyer's agent, so the amount that they're going to pay someone to bring someone to their door, used to be advertised on the MLS with all of the other home details. That's now been taken off since the settlement. And instead, that amount is now showing up in the contracts between the buyer and the seller to be negotiated that way. We've done a lot of deals this way, and it is clear and it's working.
What advice do you have for anyone who may be buying or selling?
Well, I would say my advice is remember that we've got you in this. We are licensed professionals, and we have been talking a lot about this. Since all of this happened out of state, we have had numerous trainings. Our contracts have been updated with better language. Real estate attorneys have been talking to us.
Right.
You should trust that when we come to your door, it's going to be clear about how much you will be paying me and anyone else involved in the transaction. You've got enough to worry about. You're moving.
Sure. Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
But I can guarantee you this will be coming up, and it should. Department of Justice, no joke. Antitrust, big deal. This will be talked about when you meet with a realtor next, and it should be.
Okay, so you talked about this is for anyone who sold a home between
Right.
2017 and 2024. When is the deadline to apply for this big $13
Yeah, I was
payout?
going to say, we're all excited, right? And I know that a lot of this information is out there. It is May 9th. It is
Okay.
just like a little postcard that you sometimes get for other products and services that you may be eligible for. I think in my mind, the point that I want to really reiterate is there is a greater benefit here, and that
Right.
is understanding how it all works.
Knowing where your money is going and how much of it. Yeah, exactly. All right. By the way, if you are interested, we do have a link on 9news.com of where you can join these class action lawsuits. Lane, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Thank you for having me.